What's going on, guys? My name's Christian Dell, and in this video we're going to be talking about ways to save up money to start your e-commerce business. So I get this question all the time. People, they want to get started in e-commerce, but they don't have any money to get started. And realistically, as low, as low of a barrier as far as like capital that you need to invest into a business like e-commerce, you still need to have some money in order to buy your products, in order to create a brand, which is like logo and stuff, which isn't that much money, but it's still money. And then advertising. So I mean, these are all critical components in order for you to be able to start your e-commerce business. So if you don't have any money, there's really no way for you to really get off the ground and be able to launch your business. You need to have at least something. I started with a couple $1,000s, so you don't need a ton of money. I mean, a couple $1,000s really isn't that much. So in this video, I'm going to be going over some ways for you to be able to save up money and be able to get started in your e-commerce business. And these are great ways that that make it even easier to save up money than like when I got started, because there's so many new technologies and new platforms and ways for people to make money now, and in for 2019 and beyond. Like there's a lot, so much more technology and apps and stuff that make it possible to make money. So the first way, and this is actually the way that I made my money to get started, was I just started selling, like buying and selling stuff and selling it on Craigslist. I would buy stuff at auctions. I would buy stuff, or I would just like scour Craigslist for cheap things, like things that are underpriced, or things that I could get at a good price. So if I could like negotiate the price and get a really good deal on it. And I found a lot of stuff that you can actually buy if you look, and you can find things that are undervalued that you can buy and just flip and just sell for a profit. So sometimes you have to fix it up or clean it up or something, and then you just turn around, sell it, and someone pays you a lot more. For example, like one something I bought was a car. So, and I bought this car for it was a Land Rover, and I bought this Land Rover for, and it was a nice Land Rover, but the head gaskets blew on it. So it was like it was some girl, she was driving it, the head gaskets blew, and she just wanted out of it. Like she didn't want the car anymore. And I mean, this is a really nice truck. Like this thing was like really nice, other than the fact that the head gaskets blew. So anyways, she listed it really cheap, and then I negotiated with her even more, just to get the best price, obviously. But anyways, we ended up settling. I gave her $1,100 for it. $1,100 for this really nice truck. It was a 2004, and like super clean. She took great care of it. It just had this problem with the engine. So I paid $1,100 for it. I found someone to fix it up, and and basically I paid him like $1,500 to fix it up, and then needed a few other things. I put about $5,000 into it. Now, obviously, this is like, I had some money at this point, so it wasn't like, I had more than $2,000 at this point. So this is just an example to show you like what type of potential there is in just buying and selling and flipping things. But anyway, so I put a total of like $5,000 into this thing, and then I put up for sale, and I sold it for $11,000. So this $1,100 car, I sold it for $11,000, and I just had to put a few grand into it, little time, and and cleaned it up, and more than doubled my money. And I did this with a lot of other things building up to this. So so this wasn't obviously the first deal that I did with buying and selling things. I started really small. I went to auctions and bought like one thing. I got a whole skid of like brand new car parts that were like really nice and expensive car parts. Like I knew they were expensive because I've seen them online and stuff. And I got this whole pallet of car parts for $75. So I ended up parting out, and basically selling all of these parts. They were all brand new in the box, and I sold them all for a total of like $4,000 or $5,000. All of these parts. Like I just scored on this thing. So I got it for $75, almost nothing, and I turned it into $4,000 just from that. And so I started doing this over and over and over, and and eventually, I saved up about $50,000, you know, I made some bad investments, and then I ended up losing a lot of money. And then basically that's when I was left with about $2,000, and then I started my e-commerce business. So anyways, but that was a great way, and it worked really well for me back then. I haven't done it in the past like 3 years. I haven't really been actively, you know, trying to like buy stuff. I just don't have time to do that. But up until that point, it was a great way to make money, and it's a really easy way to get started. Just, you know, just buying and selling things, you know, I highly suggest, if you have no money at all, if you have very little money, like, you know, a couple $100s, few $100s, you can get started just going on Craigslist and just buying stuff and then just turning around and flipping it. You know, you just have to know like what the value of things, and know that you're getting a good deal, that you can make money on it, and that's it. It's really simple. It's just, you know, buy low and sell high. It's just the, you know, it's the simple formula. So that's the first way to make money. Now, second way, now with platforms like Upwork and I forget what the other one's called, but like these are like freelancer platforms. So you can actually, you know, you can sign up if you have, you know, if you have any type of like, you know, if you're good with computers, you're good with like customer service or graphic design, or like any type of like skill that business owners need, you could actually go onto these platforms, and you can, you know, it's like a side hustle. So you can just go, you know, basically build a profile, start submitting to jobs, and, you know, business, you know, entrepreneurs and stuff will hire you. Entrepreneurs like me, because I use this platform myself, will hire you, and you know, that way you can start making some side money. And you know, you may even learn some of the business, because you may even start to learn e-commerce and other types of industries just from doing this, because you're going to get hired by guys like me that are going to help, that are going to you know, hire you to help them with like customer service, or you know, graphic design, or running ads, or whatever. I mean, whatever skill set you may have. You know, you can kind of specialize in that field, and you can kind of deal with stuff like that. So another one, which, you know, obviously we all know about, is, you know, are you know, these new apps like Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, and and, you know, like apps like that, where you can just, you know, basically you can still have your normal job, or you can go to school, whatever, and then when you have spare time, you can just start, you know, you can deliver some food deliveries, or you can you know, move transport some people, whatever. And I mean, you know, you don't have to do that for very long, but, you know, just enough. And if you just like put all of that money into, you know, a safe place, put in your savings account, whatever, and just save it up, you know, just don't touch that money. Whatever money you make from any of these any of these ventures, you just put them to the side and just lock them away, basically. Like, you don't touch them, okay? So this is just money for your business, so you can actually start your business. And and you'll find that you actually start to accumulate a lot of money a lot faster than you think. So, you know, it really won't take you that long to be able to get to the point where you can, you know, get started and start your e-commerce business. Once you save up 2, 3, 4 grand, whatever, you know, the more money, the better, obviously, that you can invest, and, you know, it means the more that you can do, more product you can buy, the more, you know, the more you can spend on ads and whatever else. Anyway, so I just wanted to share those tips with you real quick. You know, again, I get asked this so much, like all the time. You know, people want to get started, but they don't have any money. So, you know, hopefully I'll be able to kind of, you know, guide you and give you some direction as far as like where to start, because you need to start somewhere. You can't just like jump into something. You know, I mean, you can't always just like go straight to your main goal. You sometimes have to, you know, maneuver around and you know, do things that you may not, you know, want to do first before you get to, you know, your main goal, which, you know, in this case would be e-commerce or whatever. So anyways, I hope these tips were helpful for you guys. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comment section below. I'll be responding to any questions, and please also like and subscribe. I look forward to sharing more content videos with you guys in the future.